Is Will Smith going to get an Oscar for his portrayal as Richard Williams in the new blockbuster movie, King Richard? Watch the video to find out.
Tabs and Tash Podcast. Tabs and Tash Podcast. All right.
Welcome to the Tabs and Tash YouTube channel. I am Tabs with Tashi here. Tashi, you want to give us a quick rundown, quick synopsis of the King Richard movies?
Yeah, so King Richards is the new Will Smith film where he plays Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena Williams, Grand Slam tennis champions. It's a kind of drama film that's very inspiring and very enjoyable overall.
Thank you for the synopsis there, Tashi. What I'll say about the movie, it's a very inspirational movie. It's something that when I watched, I thought I was going to get a biography of Serena Williams and Venus Williams and their dad, which you do get, but it's more than that. You get a feeling of like inspiration. You get a feeling of motivation. It's something that gets you to want to do something with your life. Like, I'll use an example with us, right? We're trying to build our YouTube channel, and just watching this movie just put me in that drive of, you know what? I have to put more effort in what I want in life, and in what I want in life. And one of the things I want in life is to make this channel big and good, So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, make our dream happen. Anyway, Tashi, so back to you. Like, what did you like about the movie?
Even though it's like kind of a long film, it moves pretty smoothly, and definitely the inspirational stuff early on. I think even early on when they talk about if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So I think we're taking a bit of that.
We're taking that, definitely, especially like on the same line with that, with the whole statement of like having a plan every day. I took that from that movie. Like every day I wake up and the night before I sleep, I make sure I have a plan for what I want to do. And today, one of the plans was to record this. So again, subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I would like to talk about scenes in the movie that I think will make a case for Will Smith to get an Oscar. Maybe some will probably make a case for him not to get an Oscar, but I'm more in line that from what I watched, I think he did a good job. And watching like little videos of Richard Williams on ESPN and seeing how he was, for sure, Will Smith definitely got the part of his, the whole mouth thing where he has like a little, I don't know what to call it, but it feels like maybe he got into a fight and his mouth was his jaw was a bit dislocated and he talks a bit funny. Will Smith definitely got that right. The whole bending down, old man-ish, definitely down to the T. There was a scene, that intense moment where he has with his wife, arguing about why she's still there, and they're like right next to each other's face and kind of crying a little bit. To be fair, I'm blanking off her name now, but the lady did well in that scene more than Will Smith, but together the chemistry was amazing. Is there any other scene that will make a case for Will Smith to get the Oscar?
The great thing about the role was that he got to really embody like a character, so he got to kind of shed the Will Smithness, like the charisma. When you're carrying yourself like an old man and you're walking around, you got the booty shorts and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to take it seriously.
Yes.
But there are great scenes, especially most of the scenes where he's with the kids and talking to the kids. They're great scenes. You can kind of like see that he's pulling from something, right?
Yes.
Like he's probably had those talks with his own kids, trying to guide them and lead them in the right ways. And in this film, it's kind of one of those things where you can only do so much for your kids.
Yes.
And I think you have to let them be themselves. And I think Will Smith has had to deal with that stuff with his own kids, of course.
100%. 100%. I agree with you on that.
But one scene that really, I don't know why, but like you remember the scene where he's kind of getting John Bernthal, who plays Mancini, the coach in
the
Florida.
The first coach? Oh, the main coach, yeah?
Yeah. When he's trying to get him to sign over, like he hands him the contract, but then he's like, yo, this is our contract.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like playing with Bernthal's character. I felt like that was where it was like Will Smith was kind of like a little bit too charismatic. I was like, whoa, this guy's kind of like too cool. It's almost Will Smith-ish.
Yeah.
But other than that, he really grounds the character. Even when he's just driving the truck to Florida and he's just singing the songs.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a dad. Yeah.
No, definitely. I 100% agree with you. I was trying to think about that scene where, the scene where he's convincing, like you said, Rickard Machi, which is being played by John Bernthal.
Yeah, John Bernthal.
Where he's pretty much convincing him and trying to tell him why he should give them a home in Florida and give them a mobile house, and just you could tell the desperation and someone who was confident in what he was saying. And I think Will Smith definitely portrayed this brilliantly. You know, just the whole intense moment, even the part where he gets a gun and is walking up to the kid to try and shoot him. I don't know what we don't get a clear picture of exactly what he wants to do with the gun, but then there's a drive by and the guy gets shot. That whole intense moment, and you know, something about Will Smith when he's like crying or sobbing up, he always like wipes his nose and goes. And he had that little scene there when he was walking to the car, and it was just perfect. Like he definitely portrayed that intense feeling of trying to stand up for yourself and not getting yourself all down, because he was quite a motivated guy. Richard Williams talking about who I'm talking about here, and seeing him so down, and that dynamic was quite good.
Yeah, and I think that really plays a really good part in setting the foundation early on in the film for just like the idea of like growing up in Compton at that time. Sometimes it just like things just keep pulling you back down, and you hit a point where sometimes you feel like there's no way out, that you get pushed to these limits. And he sees that kind of after getting beaten up by those gangsters again, and he's kind of broke the straw on the camel's back. And then after that does happen, and the drive-by happens, like some kind of divine intervention, he gets to go home, and he really kind of buckles down and sees how important doing the right thing for his kids are. And one of the great scenes is the funny kind of scene where the social worker comes.
Yeah, oh, that was a great scene.
And Will and the wife pretty much chop her to blocks.
Yeah.
Telling her like, yo, we have like
lawyers,
top class
doctors,
students.
Yeah.
And you're here trying to tell us how to raise our kids when there's kids out there that are like on the streets, wilding out, and we're doing our job to keep them out of them. And that was a great scene. It kind of all plays together, and it really helps when you do start seeing that push in the film where things are going well and the talents are being showcased.
You know, I want to give a quick shout out to the kids that played Serena Williams and Venus Williams, more specifically to Venus Williams. Her name is Senia Sidney. She portrayed Venus Williams really well. I don't know much about Venus Williams, to be honest, but let me take the Venus Williams character away. Just portraying a kid who is trying to pursue a tennis career, pushing herself. The two dynamic of like when she was 12 and being 14, or 11 to being 14, how she changed her character and her role, and being persistent and wanting to go for the call them juniors, I guess. The whole playoff thing that they have there, and she did amazing. Even the scene I like the most, Will Smith does well in it, was when they signed the Nike contract, and they all look at her and she's just quiet, and it just makes it perfect as a kid who's nervous, kind of knows what they want, but is confident in himself, and she portrays that amazingly. And Will Smith to just mix it, like just adding the right spice into the stew, you know, just he's right there. It's like, what's your opinion, you know? And that was a great scene. So just a little shout out to Senia Sidney. I don't know who else stood out to you.
Or even like the first coach is great.
That was a good
passion that he shows, and then having him just get cut out of their life by Richard Williams.
Yeah. Just like that, it was quite sad.
It's quite sad, right? But that's sports. Like you had just like, you're either doing it for us or you're not, and then you just got to move on. And that's the greatness, I think, of Richard Williams was he's able to kind of see that stuff ahead of time and take the risk, because you could just sit with a coach for as long as you can.
Yeah.
But like, but yeah, all the kids were great, especially Serena Williams was great. She plays like the younger sister that still just got like a very deep passion for the game, and it just really helps. It resonates when you think about Serena Williams, how great she is as an athlete overall. That you don't need to really go too deep into her character to know how great she's going to become. But yeah, I think Will Smith and his performance is kind of what headlines this film for sure.
No, for sure. So I think from the theme of how we're about answering this question and trying to make it seems like we're trying to make a case for Will Smith to get an Oscar. And I personally, I'll answer it right now. He deserves it. I think for what he did, I mean, maybe down like make a video of all the best lead actor nominations if they get announced, and we'll try and judge who fits what. But right now, from what I've seen throughout this year, I'll give him that. I think he definitely deserved that. He's making a comeback this year, in my personal opinion, and this role was just perfect to him. Having Serena Williams and Venus Williams to also like get more information on how their dad was. I think he did a really, really good job. What about you? What do you think? Does he deserve it?
Yeah, I think he's a shoo-in for the nominations. I've kept in touch with kind of some of this stuff, and I've seen a lot of movies this year.
Yeah.
And this is just like a perfect kind of Oscar-nominated film kind of performance, just because he's just a real character study. He gets to show out the emotional stuff, the funny stuff, the very dramatic stuff. And yeah, I think he's got the wave going for him too. Everyone's kind of rooting for Will.
So I think you got an answer to the question. Now we're going to go straight to the rating of the whole movie in general. We're going to rate it out of 10. I'll start. For me, it's a solid 7 out of 10. What do you think, Tashi? What would you give it?
Yeah, I'd give it solid. I give it 7.5. It's just a nice overall movie, and I really enjoyed it. Will Smith's great, and it's just a great family film, so I would recommend it.
Yeah, definitely a good family. I think there's also a good feeling to it. I mean, at the end of the movie, Venus has this match and she loses, but it's still there's a whole coming together that makes you feel good because it's definitely a strong family movie. All right. Mm-hmm. So people, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us how you felt about this video that you just watched because we're actually trying something new. Also, tell us how you rate the King Richard movie. And again, leave a like and subscribe. Take care. Don't say more. You make me forget. Welcome to the Tabs and Tash Podcast.
You get to say
no.
Dude, that was pretty good though. But if anything, I could edit it.
I'm joking.
Do you want to do one more?
Just to be safe?
Yeah.
And if I mess it up, I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, Oscar. That's fine. You got one in the can.
Amen. Okay. So you had our response to the question. No, that's weird.
You're like on trial, bro.
Okay. Don't say more. You make me forget.
Thank you.
Sorry. No, for you. Should I redo the ending again?
No, we'll cut it. Let's go.